Hi. Oh, did you see it?
As soon as
Soon
3,
as it.
2, 1. Fucking this thing. God damn it.
I wonder why. I wonder why it does
It's
that.
because we haven't paid enough boosting.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. We haven't had the whole channel boosted to the max.
Although I didn't do this whole fucking time we were sitting here getting ready.
Yeah, seriously. It was a
3,
minute.
2, 1, death.
Yeah. So, well, hi
Anyways.
everybody. Welcome back. You've already peaked gaming. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has.
We have had, so for everybody catching up, hopefully this looks better. Hopefully my recording settings are like to par, and this whole like fucking record doesn't look like complete and utter dog shit. I went through and I made sure like I had grabbed a screen cap of like my settings prior to doing all this stuff. So I set it all back behind like from where it was before. So to catch everybody up on where we were, we decided we were going to go through and we did some massive upgrades. I got a GPU, Brad got a new camera. And they look good. I mean, they look good. It looks solid. I mean,
when they work.
Yeah, when they work.
When everything works, man.
And then we ran into a weird issue where I was having issues with recording. Everything that we recorded, my whole system would freeze on me and completely shut down, and we couldn't get anywhere. Couldn't get any recording done. We'd get 5 minutes into something, I get a full system freeze. We'd get 2 hours into something, and then I'd have a whole system freeze. We actually
the audio would cut out.
Remember, we recorded a whole podcast. It died at the last second, and we lost all of the footage.
Like literally the very fucking end of it too.
Yeah, like we were saying goodbye, and the whole thing fucking chunked out. So hopefully we don't have that problem today.
And I feel like that was a really good one. I remember being like, that was a good, like in my head as we're wrapping up, and then that's when everything crashes and freezes.
Yeah. It was that was an interesting.
Fun. What's it been? 2 weeks? 2 weeks of just kind of troubleshooting, going through shit.
The last time we actually had a solid recording was about 3.5 weeks ago.
Woo!
Yeah, it's been over a month.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to tell you, now that we're finally back, that we're still talking about Elden Ring. We're not fucking done. This horse still has a twitch in its leg. We're beating it to fucking death.
I was watching a video last night on some super rare enemy drop weapons, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go grab those. God damn it!
Just when you think you're done, it brings you back in.
It has been it's been an absolute adventure with that game. I think I've hit my limit. I don't think I can really dig into Elden Ring much more. And I don't mean that I'm done with it or just a bad game or anything like that. I think more or less it's
need a palate cleanser.
I need a palate cleanser. That's exactly right. So we've been playing a lot of shooter games lately too. Well, yeah. And
yeah, I am a hardcore Apex streamer now. World War III, that was fucking fun.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, there's this incredible sleeper hit. And I mean, like, it's tiny. It's $15. You don't expect much from a $15 game.
Sure fucking didn't.
But if anybody plays Battlefield or wants some type of like large scale battle type of game, that's kind of where it's at. The game is fun. The progression is slow as dicks, but it's incredible how much they were able to pack.
Don't have to pay for a battle pass.
Yeah. Skins to get guns unlocked and shit like that. But just a squad based, vehicle driven type of game, and it's fast enough pace that it doesn't feel overly sluggish. Like you spend 90% of the map running from point A to point B. The squad plays kind of good. I think it needs some definite work.
A little bit.
Guns sound and feel fun to play.
I was gonna say overall, like the mechanics between running, sliding, jumping, shooting, communicating, everything's like you've already said. When you said it was $14.99, I did not expect anything I was like, all right, whatever. A cheap fuck around game that we play. And then I watched that video that you sent me on like gameplay, and I was like, wow, this actually looks really fucking good. Looks really clean. But you never know. Like sometimes you get into
Sure.
games and you're like, what the
Could have
fuck
been
did
an
I
alpha.
watch then?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this feels really nice.
Yeah, incredibly nice. I think one of the big ones too that I was really worried about was that for $15, how much can I play before I'm like, nah, I'm kind of over this. But it doesn't feel bad.
No.
I feel like maybe map rotations are a little weird because I feel like I always land in the same maps over and over again. There's only like 5 maps on the total game, but
Well, and to be fair,
to be fair,
fucking, it is still like it's not like a full release yet, so
yeah, it's early access. Yep.
so
Yeah.
there's still plenty of room for
Improvement, some changes. Well, that was a huge thing too.
and
'cause,
hopefully
like,
it doesn't backstep. We say this like this is a really good game, and
immediately go to look at it. Oh my god, this game is trash. Well, that was because that's a big thing about it was that the game itself was god awful. Hi.
Bye.
Why you lock the door?
Okay. I should have had her do the thing real quick. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, what is she doing here? Like, oh, look. And then like, oh, just real quick, just grab my and then it did the thing.
But the game was trash beforehand. I guess when it first came out, the community was like, this could be cool.
Just sync it.
Well, I guess there was also a problem with audio. People were like, you can't really hear gunshots. I guess there was a bug before where footsteps were reversed. So when you heard someone in front of you, they were actually behind you type of thing. And like, so it was like all fucked up. And people were like, I have to wear my headset backwards to like play the game correctly. Like, oh shit. And I mean, the thing is for a $15 like early access game like that, like a shooter or whatever, part of you kind of thinks like, it's kind of a cash grab. There's so many of them that like they pump out so frequently.
Yeah.
But the devs decided like put some time and effort into it. It's like, oh, okay, you know,
it's refreshing.
Yeah.
I also like that people are like the audio's all fucked up, like what you're saying, and yet people are still like fucking Call of Duty Warzone, like when like the audio, like all you hear is just a plane going overhead, and you just have people just, I love this game.
Yeah, I can't do it. I keep a bunch of friends are like they're playing Call of Duty right now, and I'm just like, you should come. Like, no, the same reason why I don't play WoW. Like, yes, it was good. I'm good. I just can't get back. I don't want to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But then I go and download PUBG, and I played like fucking 6 hours of PUBG. It's like, oh my god. I literally last night, so before I went to bed, so we got done, whatever. So I booted up PUBG. I played like 2 rounds or something in FPP. My last game at like 2:30, I had to go back and rewatch the review because like I was slaying people. It was like, oh, it's like, you know, I wound up at the end of the match with like 6 kills or whatever. It was fine, whatever. But the team I like loaded in with, I got to the point like halfway through the map, I was like, how the fuck do they know who these motherfuckers are? I went back and rewatched it. Sure enough, and I don't, no disrespect, but a couple fucking Chinese kids straight up hacking, like to the point where I was like, there was one point where like we got into a fight, tagged a team, killed someone. I was like, okay, no big deal. The next immediate thing, he like blows past a team and then like turns around, realizes they were there because we kind of saw him on the road, blows past them, realizes they were there, turns around, and then we kind of like find cover and get a shot. So then I was like, okay, he's not cheating, he's just retarded. And then the next immediate push was like, we went up a mountain, he like stopped the car at this rock, ran around to a rock, jumped up and headshot a dude. And I was like, how do you even know that person's there? How would you even, like, there's not even a small inkling. There was no way for any of us to have any idea.
Hashtag gamer IQ.
Okay, yeah, I guess. And I was like, oh, fuck. It's my duty to report him, because if not, I'm going to get reported. Like, you know, I'm going to get my fucking, I mean, what I wouldn't give a shit if like it was like a PUBG was like your account's banned. Oh,
Oh
You know,
no.
what happened in the world? We had a drunk night. We decided we wanted to play PUBG, and it was like it was fun for the time. But oh my god, the game is such trash. It's hot garbage. It's so bad. And it's like it was funny because the team we went from playing Apex to playing PUBG, and so like you're talking about like fucking liquid, like let's
Yeah.
go sliding,
Fucking
jumping, fucking,
World's difference. All your rotations matter. Everything.
and then
drunk
going to
PUBG.
through molasses, just like fucking.
There was this one time back in like the heyday of Warzone, right when Warzone was starting to like kind of like peter off, like the fucking God, what was the? It was like right around like when the AUG was like, wow, 2 shots from the AUG and you die from anywhere, like that
Okay,
kind of bullshit.
yeah.
And so it was kind of like a lot of people were like getting real stagnant on it. Nobody wanted to fucking really play it anymore, but that's all everybody fucking played. And there were these streamers, this little like, they were like they streamed, but it was 2 people and they were like side by side. They had the sick overlay and stuff, and they got literally like a whole lobby full of people, and they were all on like the same Discord, and they had like a drinking game beforehand, so everybody was like the same level of shit faced, and then it was all just 150 really fucking drunk people all playing against each other. It's like people like, oh, blah, blah, like you just see some guy like AFK and like, hey, where's your teammate? He's like, oh, I think he's throwing up, like shit like that. That was actually really fun. Drunk shooting games.
Yeah, anything with alcohol turns to fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, most of the time, but
Yeah.
yeah, when you're one eye squinting, like I don't want to go anymore. PUBG used to have a custom mode. I'm pretty sure it's still around. It was called Zombies, where it was your team, so like team of 4 people, and they fill a lobby with 100 people. So it was 96 other players were considered zombies, and they were naked. There was no guns in the world. They couldn't pick anything up. And so what you would do is the squad of 4 would have to survive the end of it, and 96 other people would be hunting them down around the world and then just fucking mailing them when they get to it. Like, they're just mowing through 96 people and they just like melee you to death. It was a ton of fun. It was like we got in a couple of those lobbies. It was like, what the fuck is this chaos?
Just a fucking wall of naked people just coming off a hill running at you.
It's exactly right. You try to get up to a high spot where you could just like shoot down as they came to you, you know? It was like World War Z. You just climb on top of bodies.
Fucking 7 Days to Die.
Yeah.
But just everybody's naked.
Yep. So that was because we were having that conversation because we were playing and we were having fun, and that was the worst part about it. That was what was pissing me off the most, is we were having fun, and like we were still rating it like a C+ at best. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But then it was like because we played PUBG in beta, like early beta, so like early 2016 beta, and like when it came out, like the end of beta into full launch in 2017. Yeah, December 2017. We went fucking hard all of 2018 in PUBG. Like we put, I don't know how many hours, thousands of hours into that fucking game. And like going back now, like in like fast forward to 2022, right? So what, 4 years of time? That game has, it's like a fucking time capsule. Like nothing has changed. All the same bullshit, all the same broken things, all the same like awkward like situations, and like all still exist. All the updates they've done, all the new guns, the vehicle stuff, it's still just got this like just shit.
Weird.
They just keep building this fucking.
It's like empire. If you were to wake up and Taco Bell still looks like the front of the Alamo, and like shit like that, you're like, what? Like everything is just.
It's
unchanged.
Like Hamburglar and Grimace are fucking still serving you burgers. Like, oh man, it's bizarre. It's such a bizarre thing to go back to.
It's like cool though.
Yeah, it was cool because it's a perfect nostalgia point. because
Yeah.
nothing's changed. Even though the graphics have been updated, the guns have been updated enough to like kind of give it enough of a kick to continue to be in a modern time period, like within modern games. It's still very much so 2017 PUBG. And
Yeah.
it's just like it's got this weird event feeling to it. It's fun. It's cool. I don't think I'm gonna go hard into it.
Hey, it's a nice palate cleanser though, right?
It is a nice, well, especially after like last night trying to help Sean kill that final boss, like because we were on it. Well, he was on it before I was on it.
And we're back to Elden Ring.
Full circle, baby.
I hope you enjoyed our palate cleanser because that's it.
That's all you
We're
get.
fucking back. Yeah, Radagon got fucking hard.
Yeah, man. Seriously,
Got
more
real hard.
No more cheeses.
Yeah.
I can't skip fucking Elden Lord boss at all. So it was just like, oh my god.
We have to play the game the really annoying way that God intended.
Yeah. Unequipped because like builds are like all over the place right now. Kind of
Yeah.
shithouse because I've been drinking last night. You know.
Oh, I was Tony fucking coming in, trying to help you guys. Just trying to remember how to play. Like I've been like such a unga bunga for so long.
Yeah.
Just trying to remember like, oh, I have to drop seal, drink flask, shoot. Oh fuck, if this guy takes 2 steps, I'm missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was a perfect thing of like, I want to get Sean through the end of the game. He'll probably beat it on its own. Like, because he's pretty much everything for the final bits. Like, we got in and fucked around, but like, he beat Melania on his
by
own.
himself.
He did Elden Lord by himself. He did Fire Giant by himself. He did
The little
He's done
rat
it
king
all.
that could.
Yeah, the little But yeah, I mean that's so I'm sure he'll do it on his own, which I mean at that point I'm even more happy about because it's like I don't have to play.
Yeah.
You know?
Just let him get through it. Hey, would you like to New Game Plus with me?
That's
and then
where
you're right back in the shit.
Yeah, that's where it's gonna be. The new game
Grinding
plus.
towards your new ending that you want on this character.
I think
100%ing it this time.
I think that's what's gonna bring me back into Elden Ring is that New Game Plus. Like, because I have really just been holding off on going to it. Just I think more or less it's that like it's almost like a hoarder mentality. Like I have everything, and then going to New Game Plus and having to start back over. But
Yeah.
that's part of the Souls experience is that transition into the new game with all your shit. It's a lot better than starting off as a fresh character, because at least
this
you
nice
have,
sword they started with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to losing a couple weeks in the New Game Plus scene for a little bit, and then once I just beat through it, then I'm just gonna just keep chunking New Game. Just go for
Another
a little
2.5 months of Elden Ring, folks.
I think I'm cresting like 400 some odd hours in that game. I know there's people out there who've got like fucking thousands of hours in Elden Ring. It's like, well, get a job, hippie. You know, fucking. I'll change your whole perspective.
I mean, we weren't that far behind, and we had jobs.
God no. Every waking moment, I was coming home for lunch and just like playing for a little bit, like going back to work.
Farm some runes real quick. Fucking. Oh. And you know what? Right when we're starting to get through with like New Game Plus, we're like, all right, what's gonna happen?
Huh.
DLC.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then we're right back into it
That's
again.
exactly right. It's almost why I don't want to like go to the New Game Plus, because it's like I don't want to go to New Game Plus with a character and then have DLC be at a certain point, and so you have to like, oh, I didn't have a character, or I didn't.
And you
have
have to go to New Game Plus.
Yeah. So it's like I might just copy my file and then go back to it, you know. So, but my life right now is in Squad.
Tell me about it.
Bro,
Tell me about it. We've been dancing around it for a while. I've already said like, okay, fine, I'm probably fucking getting this because you're like, I'm going to be a professional Squad player. Break it down for me and the audience. Give it to us.
Oh my god. Okay. Squad is
Look how excited you're getting.
Yeah, just fucking
Oh,
take my shirt off real quick.
yeah.
Squad is a perfect example of the tactical military shooter that you want, right? Like you want realistic fucking things. Like in when you play military shooters, in a sense, you want those realistic guns, vehicles, almost maps in a sense, like these types of ideas. You don't want the slidey jetpacky bullshit that you get with the Call of Duties or the fucking Battlefields where you just see people
Looking at you, Infinite Warfare.
riding, fan boats up walls and stuff. If you've ever played like Arma or Arma's a perfect example of like that realistic shooter type of thing where like everything is very, you have to like watch, like you don't really get to tell how many bullets are in your gun. You just know how many, mags you have on you. And then that will determine what your ammo count looks like. And there is a whole point of the way you get your ammo back is by making sure that you get to resupply points. So it's so overwhelmingly like realistic that the getting that ball rolling to get into the game is almost the hardest part of the game. Learning all the different classes and the call outs and how the community runs these things. But how squad works, and this is the coolest part about how squad works. So two different factions, depends on whatever the factions are. US versus Australia, fucking Russia versus IFE or whatever the fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say easy.
Yeah. I mean,
Russia versus Ukraine. Yeah, just a chance.
I mean, they're in there, so I can't do anything about it. It's just the way the lobby works. And then there's
it's like Sean when we were playing World War III. If we come up as Russia, we have to put our own guns in our mouths and kill ourselves. We're not winning this match.
I'm going out like a bitch. But each of the maps that are in the game they're large scale maps. They're huge. They're all I'm trying to think of like a big, I want to say like a Tarkov map, but it's probably bigger than those. Oh yeah, it's way bigger than Tarkov maps because Tarkov you run by foot. I'd say like, how Battlefield used to have those maps? Like I'm trying to think, Battlefield 4, where they had the sections,
like a whole like city center.
Yeah, where like you'd play in a section of the map, and then as you like captured your objectives, you'd have to push to another
move
point,
forward,
and then it would be like you can't go back because of. Imagine that entire map is those maps. And so, like, they're fucking massive, right? There's helicopters, there's Logi trucks, you got fucking, tanks and all these different things. So depending on what faction plays what thing, because, like, if you play, American forces, they don't use the same vehicles, weapons, artillery that other factions use. And that's in the game. So if US versus Russia, you're going to have different equipment, different guns, all these different things. I can just keep pulling that point because I feel like every other game is fucking, it's either Australia, Russia, US, or fucking IAP. Like, this is the only people you play against. So anyway, 100 player lobbies, 2 factions, get in. When you get in, you can create a squad. As a squad, it's 9 people total. The one person that creates the squad is the squad lead, and then 9 people fill up. So that one squad lead gives commands to the 8 other people in your squad, right? The squad leads throughout however many squad leads you have, right? And like a lot of people will be like, oh, we're going to be a Logi squad, or we're going to be a heli squad, or we're going to be a tank squad. So it doesn't matter. But as long as, however many squads you have in your faction, you can vote to have a commander that oversees everybody for the game itself. And that one commander gets to make all the call outs on where they're going, where they're placing certain habs, where the FOBs are going to be, where we need artillery, shit like that. And so then that commander gives all the, instructions to each of the squad leads, and the squad leads relay that to the squad. Very realistic. So you don't hear all this background noise, but when you get to squad lead, then you hear all the fucking commands coming out, and like all the different squad leads are communicating with one another, while you have your squad communicating with you, while you have open chat of other people around you. And so like it's all this chaos of hearing 5 different people fucking talking at one time. And like a squad lead, you got to remember sometimes like you're talking to a fucking command, they're blowing shit up, and you're like, you need to stay quiet for a half second. I'm on the phone. Like, I'll call you in a minute. You know? And then so every map is like a push objective point. 2 people have main bases. There's 6 objectives that randomly spawn amongst the map. You have to push these objectives to secure points. Everybody starts with 300 tickets, and then tickets are your lives, basically. Every vehicle that you destroy rewards you tickets, and you lose tickets. And the base idea is either push all the way to the main base, the enemy's main base, or survive long enough to have more tickets than the enemy, basically. And so it is it's so good. It's such a good game. It's such a good game. It's so cool to be able to like put certain kits together and like play certain ways. It's hard. Like, it's not like you just see targets and people on the map. Like, you actually have to like look, and like you get fucking tagged from people across like good distances where you wouldn't notice. They really have like worked in like a range finding ability. All the guns are very to scope with like how like military uses certain things, and like you have to be able to like bullets don't just have like this weird drop radius. Like, you actually have to, you know, work shit out. When you're doing mortars, like you have to look for call outs. Squad lead has to put a marker 400 meters out. Then you have to go through the mortar list or whatever, the 155 or whatever the fuck they call it. It tells you like your distance to drop and shit. Like, and then you have to like load mortars and shit. Like, it's fucking, it
sounds intense. It sounds like a lot. It sounds fun, but I can see that like where you're like, the hardest part is learning how to play.
So when I first played Squad was probably like 2 years ago or something. They had a free weekend, and I loaded up, I got in, and I was like, well, I'm overwhelmed, I'm good. And then just, you know what I mean? Like, and then just didn't play it. And then a couple weeks ago they had another free weekend, and this was the perfect time of looking for that palette cleanser like we were talking about. I was like, fuck it, I'll play it. And I found a bunch of lobbies that were like, you know, noob friendly lobbies. So, oh, cool. Because it's all community run lobbies. They don't have any dedicated servers. So everything that you play is someone's paid for it, and they've got a Discord set up. There's all these things. So I went to a couple of noob friendly lobbies and like talked to some people and was like, you know, it's your free weekend or whatever. Like, I'm trying to learn the game. Most of the people that not everybody, most of the people you played with were pretty chill. They explain things because a lot of it is like they're trying to win. And so it's like, you know, I remember
they need you to get up to speed.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the crash course. We're dropping you off. Don't fuck up. Stay here. Dig this up. And like, it's super cool because your squad leads, like, they can place radios, and then they can, you know, place the habs down in these FOBs. And then you're like, you need your other, like, your, like the assault class to like dig and like build up these bunkers. So like you can take, and remember, these maps are completely open other than like some village houses and some cities that you actually play in. There's no like bases or anything. So if you want a respawn point, you have to go out and build a respawn point.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So like that's why you take a logi truck and you mob all the way out to a point, you drop all these fucking supplies off, and then you start fucking building up like a whole, like this whole hab, put up fucking sand walls and like put up some, you know, some toes on roofs so you can fucking shoot down the helicopters that are flying over the top. Like, it's dope. Like, it's a lot of fun because if you get a good squad that can communicate and they know how to push and like they know the map well enough to where they're going, and you get into those groups and like, hey, we're gonna you know, set up a rally here. All right, let's get this here. I want a mortar over here. I want you firing over this direction. And then, okay, assault team, like, let's go in. Like, infantry's going to push on this side. We're going to go down the waterfall over here. Let's push in on the backside of the base. Let's knock out enemy hab. Let's take over the fucking point. And it's just like the whole time you're like, fucking go. And the cool thing is there's a lot of military people that play the game. And so you hear these call outs, you hear these things, or like you don't know something. And sometimes you just ask a question like, well, what's that? and like a military guy will come in and be like, "Oh, this is a blah 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 blah," and it's like, "Oh shit, okay." And like you could just tell that knowledge is, it's not just the video game, it's also the knowledge of like the real world shit,
Yeah.
and it just makes it a lot more fun to play because you play with these people that are. We were playing with a guy the other night, like we were in the middle of something. He was like, you hear him like breathing in the mic. And we're like, "Bro, if your PTSD is kicking in, you should probably walk away." He's like, "I'm fucking fine, bro."
Fuck it. It's fucking too real. They've got me digging shit in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's some guy just fucking like that meme of the soldier who's got a mop and a bucket out in the rain. It's all because I said so.
Yeah, so I mean, it's filled with a bunch.
It sounds really fun. It sounds really fucking fun.
I will tell
it
you.
It also sounds like you gotta dedicate. You gotta put some time away and really dedicate to fucking like taking Adderall and just like, well, I must soak this in.
Especially because like if you play like support classes, like they have medics that revive teammates. Because remember, the whole idea is to not lose tickets. So every time you die, you go in a down phase. If there's a medic nearby, or if there's so medics have the ability to recover you faster. Anybody with a bandage can stop a bleed out. So if you're down, it's a bleed out. So they can stop a bleed out, but you don't get your health back. A medic has to be able to heal you back up to full health or whatever. And so the whole idea is also like you never really just fucking give up and then respawn another point. Wait for like your SL to fucking
as long as you can to try to fucking.
If there's no one around you, like tough titty, like release, you're just wasting fucking time at that point. But then there's other classes, like there's hat classes, you know, and you have to know where you're shooting on specific vehicles. So they have a training area in the game. And at first I went into the training area and I was like, well, this is kind of weird. Like it's just an open thing by myself. But then I realized there's so much information. Any gun that you want to fuck with, any role you want to play with, kind of understand it. All the vehicles are there. So if you want to learn how to fly, like pilot stuff, which is probably the hardest shit in the game, that is like my goal is I want to be a fucking squad pilot on those choppers and just like shit it out, because like I've been with a few of them. We come in fucking low, J-turn, fucking drop down, get out, fucking off the edge, like, and you got toes flying overhead, and I'm like, oh, that dude was the most badass human being I've ever met in my life. You know what I mean? And
I'm gonna do that. Gets in a helicopter, immediately ends over.
Oh yeah, dude, fucking
wipes whole squad.
I spent 45 minutes in fucking pilot training, and I got off the ground and then immediately nosedive the helicopter every fucking time. And I was like, okay, hats off and respect to anybody who's flying in this game, because it's fucking difficult. It's no joke. But vehicles have specific points you can hit. So like armored vehicles, like you can only hit certain points. Like, and if you're fucking shooting, you know, RPGs or, you know, big heavy equipment at these tanks, like they've got it set up that it's real world. You'll get deflections off of shit. So you'll fire something and it'll deflect off the front of it, and it's like, that was a wasted shot, dude. You like assaults, they don't have an assault bag out. Like infantry's got nothing. You gotta run back to base and grab another fucking rocket, you know?
Damn.
Like you gotta, like, you know, take out fucking treads on tanks so they stop moving. Like shoot for specific points where ammo is or where engines are. Like, and like the vehicles themselves have health bars for those individual points. And so if you play as a crewman in like a tank squad or whatever, you get fucking treaded. Like you gotta pop out and you actually have to repair treads to like get the vehicle up and moving again. So like there's so many different points of the game.
So many facets to it.
Yeah, it's just
now my next question would be, is there a finite number of positions that must be filled? Because like what if everybody wants to play assault?
So every squad has, when you get in, you have to have an SL, right? Someone has to pick squad lead, or you stay in the like you're unsquadded or whatever, and after like 10 minutes you'll get kicked from the game. So you have to join a squad. You can't just sit there and end up being nothing. You have to join a squad, and one squad has to have a squad lead. The next from there is that every squad benefits from one medic, and so you pick the medic. Then there's individual classes. So the next from there is everybody would then just pick assault. You'd be automatically filtered into assault class. Depending on how many people are in your squad, will unlock specific roles. So if you have 9 people, you can have at least 1 sniper.
Okay.
You can have 1 heavy infantry. You can have 1 light tank infantry, or whatever it comes out to. Then there's special, like very specialty classes, which are per full platoons, can only have so many of said classes. And so, like, if there's fucking 10 squads, you can only have like 2 or 3 heavy, tank infantrymen. And so, like, when you have a problem where it's like, hey, we're fucking overrun, where's the hat at? It's like, oh, hat's over fucking this fob. It's like, okay, can you get squad 2 to bring this guy over here to take out the tank, And so, like, there's a lot of communication that happens, and it makes all 100 people play together.
That's tight.
Dude, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Just keep thinking, it's like, all right, you're going to be the sniper. I'll be medic. Sorry, you're the last one. You got to be it. You're the 88 Mike. What? Yeah, you're just a truck driver. You're just in for 20 years to get your pension and get the fuck out. It's just a guy sitting at his computer with like a cigarette in his lips. Like, fucking.
Yeah, he did that shit in real life.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Fucking shit.
No, I want to be soft. Like, nope. Fuck out of here.
I mean, it all depends. You can talk, like, if you play. So the problem is like, if we had 9 people to play with, hell, if we had 5 people to play with, the cool thing is, like, if you as a group get into the same lobby, start a squad, because you can start as many fucking squads as you want, lock the squad, then only invite your friends in, then you guys can pick and choose whatever fucking things you want, and then you just unlock it and fill the rest of the squad, or keep it locked and only play with a certain amount of people. And then, so that way there's a little bit more, like, structure to how things go. But overall, I've met, and the cool thing is because these are community-run servers, I keep playing on the same servers. Like, I just favorite these very specific servers, and I keep going back to them. And I keep playing with the same people over and over again. And because of that, you start to get to know these guys. So, like, the other day, yesterday, before I hopped on with Sean, I love driving Logi trucks, bro. It's so sick. Like,
it's you. You're the guy with the cigarette.
I am that guy, but I'm choosing to be that guy, right? Logi's huge, because what ends up happening is Logis drop all these supplies off, then you use those supplies and ammo to fucking build up the hab, build up fucking the base, and, like, so you use these supplies. Well, what ends up happening a lot of the time is no one runs back to main to refill the Logi and then come back to your hab to put new supplies down. So we keep spawning every time that players spawn at that. It takes the ammo count for the supplies down, because you have to resupply it.
Yeah,
there, makes perfect sense.
So eventually you have a respawn with no ammo.
That's exactly right. So you spawn in, you got 1 clip and a gun, and it's like, the fuck am I doing? And wow, you gotta fight these guys. Like, someone go back to main and pick up fucking supplies. You got a helicopter flying overhead, just have them drop some shit off real quick. So I love driving Logi. So anyway, so we're out fucking, we're mobbing the Logi, trying to get, like, we're trying to place this, like the whole thing was like, we were surrounded on these couple points, but we had a perfect spot. We were just trying to get this one base in. We knew if we got the base in, it'd be fine, because we'd be able to respawn here and we could just push this whole area. And so I was fucking mobbing the Logi, and I don't know, heavy vehicle showed up from behind us, and it was like, I was like, we are not fucking losing this thing.
Just
I was
whipping it.
overburned. I was fucking, it's cool because you play the e-brake and you kind of drift around. I was going in between the fucking buildings in between town. Like, it was sick because we got to where we had to go. We lost the heavy, and it was like everybody was like, I was fucking sick driving. I was like, they're like, oh man, you were fucking out of control. I can't believe we survived. We didn't lose anybody. I was like, oh, it's sick. Fucking drop everything off. Didn't realize my fucking demo put a mine down in the road to make sure that the fucking heavy came by. We'd take the mine out. I was like, all right, I'm going back to main. He's like, hey, watch out for the mine. Everybody's like, all right, you had 1 claim to fame.
Yeah.
That was not it. It's like, fuck, dude. So we got done with the match, and, like, we got the next one, and they're like, hey, were you the guy that drove hella, like, were you just fucking driving hella good and then died in the mine? It was like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
That's how you shall be remembered. It's like the fucking too hungover. I can't think of it. It was the Diablo 2. There's like Wirt's leg, and he did like some combination for like the rune words for like a socketed thing, and it was like anyway, that was his claim to fame. It's this guy that's like infamous throughout the community for something so stupid that he did that he's literally famous for it. Like everybody that plays Diablo 2 like knows the guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
And like
a whole thing in Diablo 3 for him, just for fucking the respec or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, and fucking you're that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Because I like
that joke did not land.
Full circle to get back to where we were, but yeah. That's that worst part though, is like getting back. Like if you do really bad though too, like you're also that infamous.
Well,
hey, that's a guy that fucking couldn't.
And squad, like you're saying, it's all privately run. It's all kind of the same people. You get famous for the wrong reason. Nobody wants to play with you real quick.
Yeah, they're real big on like fucking team killing. Like if you team kill like too many times, like their biggest thing, like every community, every server I found has had the same thing. Like if you team kill, because it happens, it is so hard. Sometimes it's like really hard. Like when you play against specific forces, sometimes it's hard to tell who the enemy is, and like HUD doesn't really show you very well. Like if you hover over a character, it'll kind of display their name and it'll show if it's a friendly or whatever. But sometimes, depending on distance or if they're around something, you can't always tell.
Heat a battle, try to snap onto people real quick.
And you'll fucking snap. You'll fire and you'll go down. And you'll get a big ass warning like team killing not allowed. And so the servers are just like, as long as you like, it wasn't intentional, and you go out of your way, and as long as you just type in chat, sorry for the team kill. Most of the time, admins are like, yeah, whatever, shit happens. So but like we had some guy that was just like laying down, free weekend, kid didn't know what he was doing, laying down on top of a roof, and like it was our hab, and so we're coming out of it, and he's just fucking lighting us up every time. We're like, oh, where's this fucking guy? And so everybody's like coming out, peeking, seeing this dude on the roof, and be like, oh, it's our teammate. And they keep looking, and then he's just fucking lighting everybody up. And they banned him from the server, so now he can't come back. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it, you know.
Put my white claw away for a little bit.
But it's cool. It's cool. The game runs in a way that like, if you go to the training or whatever, and you pick like whatever faction you want to play with, you can just load in any of the maps. Any of the maps, and you can just drive around the maps, kind of understand how they work. You can even like spawn in like spawn points and stuff so you can see them. Get used to how vehicles drive on the roads, get used to like how guns shoot like on actual terrain, because the training range is like a lot of fun to like kind of get used to, but like it doesn't make sense until you're actually playing the game and you can actually see it. There's also a lot of times too, it's like you got to be okay to like talk a little bit, because there's so many times to be like, all right, fucking, you hear me? Like you gotta push like yeah I hear you, bro. Like but if you have enough, like there's a lot of like copies and shit like that, like you know, people are fun. Like we get in, like games will start going, like get in a heli squad or whatever, they'll play fucking Flight of the Valkyries over the top. Like everyone is like flying into battle. It's like it's fun,
That's sick.
But that game is becoming my life, like hardcore. Like it's just so much fun.
You've got a good sell on it too. You weren't kidding.
Yeah, it's
I'll probably end up downloading it tonight.
It's a big game. It's fairly big, and like I said, getting into it, like even if we just load into a noob friendly server, and we tell them we're noob friendly and we join it in a group, usually it's pretty easy to like most people that play. Like even last night I was in a squad. Guy was like, I've never been squad lead before, and everybody else was like, cool, let's go. He's like, no, literally I don't know what to do. Does someone want to take this? I'm like, no, we'll show you how to do it. He's like, so like we're like, all right, we gotta put the hab down. He's like, oh, where's that? Like, hold key, go here. He's like, oh, okay. And so like your community is pretty cool, because I think that's the biggest thing about it is like if you find a group of people that are willing to teach new players, then you keep the game going.
And then the game will grow,
It keeps going, If you're like, we were in one guy who's like, oh, fucking free weekends, fucking my gameplay up, blah, 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 blah. It's like, why are you in a new friendly server then? And he was just like dead ass quiet. It was like,
Yeah.
seriously, they have like the experienced player servers where it's like they don't take anybody with like less.
They don't let me in there. I'm not experienced enough.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm banned from all those servers. I can't go back.
Oh.
So when is
Fucking.
this thing with Rylux and the 7 Days of Die thing supposed to go on?
Don't know yet. Don't remember a lot of the conversation we were having last night.
No?
I mean,
I remember a lot of choking.
Fucking. I completely forgot about that until I opened up the text message. I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, I remember that now. He was just saying like he wanted to do like kind of like a community like Rust thing, and so like he had a couple people on Rust, but then it never like got enough like momentum that anybody like started like playing it and stuff. And Fortnite Friday, everybody's kind of getting not Fortnite-y, but they still want to do like community type things.
Okay.
And he brought up 7 Days to Die, and I was like, dude, me, Trev, Sean, we play 7 Days. Like, what are you thinking? He's like, I don't know, because I've never really played it, but I just want to like get something where I can get like a bunch of people in there, and like we could all like fight against each other or something. I was like, you could have like separate bases and all fight each other, like do like PvP. And like I said, I mean, that was probably by like the 22nd White Claw of the night. So details are a little fuzzy on what we even agreed upon. Okay. But it was something in the works that he wants to bring to fruition one of these times.
I mean, so if he's not really 100% sure, I mean, I'm sure he knows people or whatever, but like if he gets a server set up, like I can get him set up, because I paid for a 7-day server way back in the day when we were doing it. So I can get all the specifics, like for a setting set up where you can have, let's say 5 to 20 people on a server, or however big we want to get it. And then make it so it is kind of PvP-esque while still like you have to like make specific zones where it's like, can't be fighting outside of fucking traders and shit like that. Like,
yeah,
so I'll be turning my goddamn mission, you piece of shit. Like
fucking friendly areas.
Yeah. But there's also a bunch of other stuff we can do with it too, because it's like the cool thing is, well, when you pay for a server for 7 days, it's one specific world. But as long as someone has good enough internet and whatnot, we can also host like individual games. So like if it was because I was thinking about this for a while, I just wish there was more people we could get to play it. But I would build things throughout the week in a 7 days map, and then put boxes down with supplies, like, and then be like, okay, we're gonna speed up time. Like days are now only 15 minutes long. Here are your supplies to like start off. You need to build bases by day 7. Whoever survives the horde survives. If you die, you're out. And then whoever's left over at the end of it, whatever supplies you have left, you fight each other for fucking top spot on day 8, like the morning of day 8.
That'd be fun.
I like that's I was trying to do that forever with like my buddy Cliff and James when we were playing, and Sean when he was with us. I just could never get them because they were just like, no, I just want to dig fucking holes all day long. All right.
Well, if we get me, you, Sean, Rylux, Jedi, Ducky, Jaeger, Arius, Lily, Captain. I mean, we could probably get easy 12.
I could probably get Cliff to join. I could probably get buddy Aaron, our buddy Jason. I mean, we.
And what do you think? Like teams of 2, or just like everybody's solo?
I say you put it up to your fucking friends. You can go in it.
One super team of 5 versus everybody.
It's fine, but guess what? At the end of the day, there can only be one winner.
So
that's how so it's like, you can be friends. You can team up.
You can be friendly.
Yeah, exactly. But at the very end, there can only be one person. So the idea is like, do you take your friend out early, or do you use them to help you get through the horde? And the hard part is like, so how you would start it is like, we wouldn't go to Nightmare Land, right? But we would go someplace like the desert or the snow biome, because those are harder difficulty biomes to begin with. And so, however many people get there, and then you just tell them, like, you can go outside of it, but your base has to be in this area, wherever it is. You can take over a POI, you can build your own thing, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but it has to be within this area so you can fight the horde. The problem with the hordes on day 7 is it's usually congregated around the most amount of people and the biggest like supply stuff. So if you go small on a horde night, you end up not fucking dealing with any zombies, which is perfect because then you get to hang on to all your supplies, then go rip through fucking someone on day 8. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I will relay this to him later when I talk to him.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun.
That's what I tried to explain to a lot of people. Is like, when you play 7 days, you're like, yeah, it's kind of Minecraft like, but there's so much fucking potential.
Yeah, like, and there's so much more in it.
You could do so much with it, whatever you wanted. But so
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
and that'd be good content if our systems will let us record it, the whole thing.
I mean, we're doing okay. I mean, knock on wood.
Shut the. We're doing okay.
Why would you bring it up? Why would you?
Yeah, it just freezes. Oh.
I swear to God.
I know. I literally, I was like, oh. Anyways, on that note, I know.
All right, you gonna go stream?
Yeah, I'm gonna stream for a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for playing games with me today. That was real cool of you.
Fucking dude, in my head,
like we had the conversation.
Drunk fucking Brad strikes again. I literally like in my head, I was like, first I woke up and I was like, what the fuck happened? Like I thought that I had like a whole 3D print going. It came out like there's nothing going. I was like, all right, well that's wrong. And they came out like I'm chugging water, taking ibuprofen. I'm like thinking, I talked to everybody last night because like James called me literally after I texted you and I was like, I'm off all weekend, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's all, hey, I've got all weekend to game, thinking about some Apex, thinking about some break Call of Duty, and I was like, all right. And I was like, well, there's like 2 days, and like Trevor usually does something with Audrey, and then like I woke up in my head, and I swear to God, it was like, oh, I'm playing games with James today because he does stuff with Audrey on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then,
well, I asked you. I said, "What did you?"
But then drunk Brad
you're
strikes
like,
again.
I'm fucking free all weekend. I can do something on Sunday. I said, yeah, but you got to work on Monday. I said, would you rather do something on Saturday so we can do fucking like a whole day or whatever it comes out to? I was like, only thing is I have plans on Saturday night. Like, oh yeah, let's do it in the day. I was like, okay, I got to get it up for work because I got a Jandro property at 9. I was like, and then I'm gonna be up. You're like, call me when you get home. I'm like, no, because you're gonna be fucking hungover. I'm not calling you at 9 in the morning. Text me when you wake up and we'll get going. Okay.
I was up. I wasn't alive, but I was up. I was like laying on the ground over there.
It was like, so I told Audrey first thing this morning, hey, we're gonna move Final Fantasy tomorrow, blah blah blah. She's like, okay, that's no problem. It's like, I'm gonna get a bunch of recording in. Me and Brad are gonna play. It's okay.
Fucking Brad, dude.
Like sitting there for like 2 o'clock. I'm like, all right, are we doing something, man?
Like, I know. Well, I had you, Jedi, my girl, and Ryan like all texting me, and I'm like, I don't know what I said to you guys last night. Like, I'm sorry. Like, fuck it. My girl's like, so are you still making that for lunch? And I was like, you're gonna have to tell me what I promised I was gonna make you for lunch. I don't fucking know.
Is that what she came home?
I don't.
She's like, food? No, it's not here. Okay.
No. I'll take my badge and I'll get the fuck out then. And like, your text is all, okay, it's 2. Are we doing anything? I was like, fucking drunk Brad. Like that's all that came to my head. Fucking drunk Brad, you piece of shit. My bad. God damn it.
Okay. We got forever.
Yeah. Got for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Well, hey.
This is good. It's good coming back to this. I hope, for everybody who's watching, I hope it doesn't look like shit. That's my.
I hope it looks great.
I hope it looks like shit. I hope it looks so bad.
I hope you're able to press the fucking end button and it saves.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Because if not, like, here's the thing. I hope all the money I spent, it was actually worth it. Because we haven't been able to do anything since I spent the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
spent the money.
It's
Yeah,
been a lot of
so-
like, how many drivers can I install at one time?
I just imagine if we like were full on tilt into like recording and uploading stuff, like there would have just been a lull.
And
I would have
you
just
change it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would have just tweeted out like, "I'm sorry guys, I've been in jail."
Fucking me and Tim McAfee are fucking hanging out in Costa Rica. Be back in a few weeks.
Oh Christ! All right, send this. Let's get the fuck out of
Dudes,
here.
kids.
To Elden Ring.